Let's get ready to rumble!
Boxing, this is Cypherbox, and just want to do a video on Tevin Farmer's fight on Saturday night. I'm still catching up with a lot of the fights from the weekend, and just watched this one, and all I can say is completely shocked at the result of that fight. You know, I've purposely avoided any videos regarding Tevin Farmer or any articles around Tevin Farmer, even like on Instagram where there's been posts and stuff. I've just kind of, you know, gone past them without even looking at any sort of commentary or captions, you know, in the comment sections and stuff like that, because I wanted to watch this fight and then, you know, as if it was live happening then and there and then. And I've just caught up with obviously some of this, what's gone on from Saturday night with Tevin Farmer, and I cannot believe the results. Two of the judges gave it 116 and 112, 115 and 113 to Ogawa, and only the other judge gave it 116, 112 to Tevin Farmer. Where in that fight did Ogawa win anything more than maybe 1 or 2 rounds? You know, I didn't sit there scoring the fight, I just concentrated and watched the fight, and Tevin Farmer was literally in control of that fight. He, in my opinion, he dominated Ogawa. You know, Ogawa, yeah, he had his moments where he had, you know, he landed his right hand, maybe caused a bit of trouble for Farmer at times, but nowhere to what these scorecards are describing to me. In my opinion, you know, a lot of people have been throwing out lately, this is an example of robbery, of a robbery in boxing. You know, Farmer was the better fighter, he did the better work, you know, the combinations, you know, the way he was pivoting, his ring generalship, defensively as well, you know, offensively, sometimes walking down Ogawa, you know, putting all the pressure on him. You know, Ogawa all he was looking to do was throw that right hand, land that right hand, because clearly he's that kind of fighter who banks on winning his fights that way. He's obviously a hard hitter, and he's knocked out majority of his opponents because he lands that right hand and they just stand in front of him. You know, Tevin Farmer, in my opinion, fought a really good fight on Saturday night. He was the dominating fighter in the ring. He won majority of those rounds. He was the one showing great ring generalship, awesome defensively as well. You know, he was evasive, you know, the way he moves around, elusive, the way he moves around and, you know, pivots off his front foot to get out of way shots and then come back with his own combinations, working the head, the body. Someone explained to me how Tevin Farmer did not get that result. Why is he not, you know, wearing the IBF belt around his waist right now? It's beyond me. You know, this wasn't going to be a long video, but this is the sort of thing in boxing that annoys me. Like, a lot of fans lately, you know, were talking about Canelo and Triple G, and even Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev this year. People talking about robberies and stuff. Those fights weren't robberies, those fights were close fights in my opinion. Yeah, but this fight tonight was not even close. On this fight, not tonight, because I've watched it tonight, I mean, but this fight from Saturday night on HBO's card for this IBF featherweight title, it wasn't even close. You know, Farmer was in control of majority of the fight, and I can't believe the decision. You know, it's a shame as well, because, you know, if he'd won this fight, and he deserves this fight as well because he's doing really well, right? A lot of people give him a lot of stick. You know, I think he lost his first 4 fights, Tevin Farmer, but he's kind of done his career the hard way. You know, I don't think he has an amateur background. He literally went into the pro ranks and started taking on, you know, the top quality opposition from the get-go. He didn't go in there with, you know, journeyman and, you know, tomato cans, as some people like to call them. You know, he didn't go in there having easy fights and learning his craft. He went in there with top opposition, and that's why he lost his first 4 or 5 fights, I think it was, and then moved on into, you know, and then went on to start improving, learning his craft. He's done it the hard way, and to get to this point and win, you know, and win a world title, which he did. He won on Saturday night, in my opinion, and to get completely screwed over like that is, you know, it's sad to see, but unfortunately that's boxing. You know, you do get that. That does happen in boxing. You know, these judges sometimes, I don't know what fight they're watching. I don't know what fight these three guys were watching on Saturday night, but it wasn't the fight I saw just now. In my opinion, Tevin Farmer, you know, he was well in control. In my opinion, was the dominant fighter in the ring. Ring generalship, his defensive skills, his offensive skills, you know, everything. He was the one landing the clean shots. He was the one, you know, putting the punches together in bunches. Great combinations, working the head body. You know, it's just really sad to see. And don't forget, if he'd won this fight, you know, this would have made a real good setup perhaps later on down the line for him and Gervonta Davis. Or, you know, but looks like, you know, he's going to have to go back to work a little bit. You know, that fight possibly still could happen, but most likely not. It would have been nice if there was a world title involved, but who knows whether that fight happens now or not, or, you know, whether Tevin Farmer's going to be focused on actually going back and, you know, picking up the world title before he goes on and takes on Tank Davis. But I'm just disappointed with that decision. I'm sorry, you know, a clear robbery in my opinion. I felt Farmer did more than enough to win that IBF title, and, you know, he was robbed on Saturday night. Anyway, let me know what you think if you did watch the fight. Do you agree with me? As always, guys, like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is Cypherbox reminding you to keep it real.